What's up, guys? What's up? I'll get started here in a few seconds. Just pulling something up real quick. How's everyone doing? All right, guys. All right. So let me go remove this real quick. Let me remove this. Alrighty. So yesterday during Asia session, we had a very nice short. I don't know if you guys were on here for that, but we had a really nice short right in here. We were bearish here. Price swept. We started respecting this 5-minute fair value gap. Inverted this one right here, so we are respecting those bearish fair value gaps, and then we are respecting. Then we inverted this one right here, pulled back into this, got our entry model, got short right there. So that was yesterday during Asia. Today during New York AM, let's see, what did I do? I did get short right here. So we were pulling up into some buy side and a higher time frame fair value gap. We got the inversion right here on that. I did get in. Trump was speaking on this candle right here, so it immediately shot down here to this, which is where my break even was. So it hit that. I moved my stops to break even. Actually, a little bit more. Like once I saw the news happening, this candle started going nuts, and I just put like 20 points in profit, and then it tapped it. But eventually, it did run down way after that. So we're going to see if we get something today during Asia. So if we go to the 15 real quick, we have this fair value gap up here. This is a 15-minute fair value gap. We do have this 15-minute down here. And then, there's that little gap right there. We did wick it. We have not closed above it yet. We dropped down to the 5-minute here. So you can see our 15-minute fair value gap. Here's the one below. So, right now, just kind of waiting to see if anything plays out. Nothing's really standing out to me yet. Here's yesterday's. So, yeah, guys, Apex is 90% off right now. There are so many sales in the prop firm space right now. It's crazy. I did grab another Apex account, so. But yeah, so right here, let's drop down to the 1-minute. So here's what we got on the one. I'm not seeing anything that's standing out to me like crazy, at least yet. So gonna give it some time. You guys see any potential plays you guys want to take? I kind of want price to build out a little bit more. Let's see. Not many gaps on the 5 minute that I mean, like, just a few right here. We can kind of, just sum that up with the 15 minute. And that is about 40 points away. This one, I think it's like 150 points, something like that. Yeah, about 150 points away. So we did come up here. We did respect that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I did take a long here too. I completely forgot about that. I did get into a long earlier over here. I'll just explain it right now just because we're kind of waiting for price to do something. So we have this 4 hour for value gap, which we're still in. So 4 hour for value gap. I was like, okay, price is going to come into this thing, right? And then this was kind of the fake out, got that manipulation right there. And then price inverted right here. No, wait, no, sorry. It was a 5 minute. Price inverted this right here. This for value gap. Got that inversion. And I got long right here. And my break even was right here. So right when price hit that area, that's when I moved stop to break even. And then it hit break even and then ran. So I was like, all right. So far during AM, I had that trade, which was like 20 points, nothing crazy. And then this one, which was break even. And then last night had that really nice trade. This one was almost 2R. That short from up in here. It was something like that. It's down on the 30-second, but it was something like that. So yeah, so we are also inside that 4 hour fair value gap. We have not closed below that yet. But yeah. I'm gonna delete this right here. Actually, here I'm gonna go to my other chart. This is the one that I usually use. There we go. So we can drop down over here. Yeah. So this is kind of what I drew out today. There's that short. We had SMT buy side for value gap in the 15-minute, rip down from that. There's that long in there somewhere. But yeah, let's kind of clean this up now. Let's kind of clean this up right here. I can take out all these levels right here. This is London low from previous session. I'm gonna delete this. Delete that buy side because we took that out. Actually, I'll leave that gap. I want to get rid of that. There we go. You guys bullish? You guys bearish? What are you guys looking for? Yeah, there's that one from yesterday. I'm going to delete this. We have it over here. Just cleaning up my chart real quick. It's from this morning. All right, so let's go to the 15-minute over here. Let's draw this again. So we got that 15-minute for value gap. Other 15-minute for value gap right here. Okay. We got about 5 minutes until the new hourly candle is open. So here's that right here. I mean, here's here's yeah, there's the hourly for Valley Gap right there. Leave the 15 though. Probably got lots of liquidity right here, this area. Had the small inversion right here. Let's check ES for a second, see what ES is doing. There's that 4 hour for Valley Gap on ES. Clean this up a little bit. Okay. So ES pretty much formed equal lows down here, or like a tick. This one's higher. NQ, NQ swept that. So we are pushing up here. See if we want to close above this gap. Oops. Alrighty. Yeah, I've not seen anything crazy yet. New hourly candle in 2 minutes. That will probably give us some a little bit of movement here. So let's see what happens in minute and 45 seconds. Minute 30 seconds actually. So this is let's see, where is it? All right, okay. Yeah, so that little inversion, right there, price is pushing off a little bit off of that. I want to see something build out though before I get into a trade. If you guys want to know my entry model, here's my entry model. So pretty much, let's say we have like a, I don't know, like a 15-minute fair value gap right here. And then let's say we have like buy side right here, right? And let's say I'm bearish. So let's say we want price to pull back into this area. Okay, sweep that buy side, go into that fair value gap. Then I want to look for my entry model, which is an inverted fair value gap, ideally with a manipulation leg. So something like this, and then we get short there off of that inverted or inverse fair value gap, and then I look to run it down off of that. So that's pretty much my entry model. Sweeping buy side, going into a higher time frame fair value gap, and then that run down. That's pretty much it. It's pretty simple, but that's my entry model. So like right here, like this is from today. This one, got stopped in profit for like 20 points. So just a small one, nothing crazy because that news candle. But I mean, this is pretty much it, right? We have this right here is actually a 15-minute fair value gap. I just have it as blue, but we have a 15-minute fair value gap. We're sweeping buy side, which is right here to the left. You can't see it. And then we get that manipulation leg right here. 5-minute inversion right there, and that's where I got short. So that's the exact setup right there. Um, so yeah. So right now, I'm not seeing much right now. Not seeing much. Uh, I don't really just want to take a random trade. I want to be patient. So we'll see if we get something here. So we do have that new hourly candle over here. Let's see what that looks like. All right. On the 4 hour over here, we are rejecting. You can see it over here. We are rejecting that fair value gap. We wicked through it on this candle and on that candle and on this candle, but we've not closed. We've not closed below this fair value gap right here. So maybe we want to push up a little bit more. If we do invert that overnight, then I'll be targeting this down here for tomorrow during the New York session, which I stream in Discord for completely free. Links in the description for that. I do Discord in the morning. Then I'm starting to do Asia on YouTube at night. So both are free. Just one's in Discord, one's on YouTube. So we'll see here. See what we get. I go to a 5 here. Okay. So we dip down into that right there, pushing up off of that. That's that 5-minute inversion again. That's from this right here. Good evening, Ryan. Good evening. So, see if price wants to take out, this area right here, these areas. I mean, that's kind of what I would like. Is I would like for price to pull up into this area. I know it's kind of far away, but I want price to pull up here, take out this low resistance liquidity, and then I want to look for my entry model in there. That would be ideal. I don't know if we're going to get that tonight, um, but that's kind of what I'm looking for. Let's see. Newson says that he is down 1K on his MyFunny Futures eval. Oh yeah, so you're trying to trade this right now? Yeah, it's pretty slow right now. It's pretty slow. I would personally, I'm waiting for some type of sweep into this. Like for example, if we can sweep this right here, you guys know my entry model. If we can sweep this liquidity, all this low resistance into that higher time frame PD array, we can look for our inversion in there. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for there. Um, I'll mark this out. But yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. That is, a ways away. So we'll see if we get it. Yeah, it's about 120 points away from where we're at right now. I don't really want to play anything just right here in the middle. I'm not trying to force anything. So New York session was, I mean, it was good. I just got, stopped at break even on the long down here. And then that one was like 20 points, 20-point profit. Um, it started out super, super messy. Kind of cleaned itself up just a tad, but anyways. I did pass another eval with Apex because they're 90% off. So those Apex 50Ks are so easy to pass. All right, so let's drop down to the one here. Looks like we do have so we do have a 3 minute right here. We do have a 3 minute for value gap. So let's draw that. I'll draw this just as like a 1 minute. Even though it's a 3, I'll just put a 1 minute up there. Are you guys bullish? You guys bearish today? What's going on? At least during this Asia session. If we kind of invert this 3 minute, that would be of course that'd be bullish, right? But yeah, I mean, like what I would like to see is, I would like to see price take this out. I want to see price take this out and look for that short. Where would that put us with this? Yeah, I mean that would put us a little bit into premium. So Ryan says he was bearish to take out New York PM low and London low, but he decided to gap out instead. Yeah. Bullish SMT with YM. I don't really look at SMT with YM much. Pretty much just ES. How do you like the SMT with YM? Is it good? Is it bad? Is that like a super correlated? Like I don't even really look at that. Let me take a look. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Just joined the Discord. Awesome. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I stream in the Discord uh at New York Open every day. There's a zero lag in there too. Zero delay. I think YouTube, I think right now, I think it's like I don't know, it varies. Sometimes like a 3 to 6 second delay, especially on the 5 minute. Nice, nice. I usually just stick to ES. Yeah, yeah, I see that, Newsom. I would like for us to sweep in here. I'd like for us to see that. I don't know if we're gonna get it, but that's kind of that would be the play of the night if I got it, because we got some low resistance. Notice yesterday's daily candle never made a lower wick. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. Pulling up into that 3 minute gap right there. Now, if people were short, or if people were bearish right here and they wanted to get in, the way to get in would be to drop down to like a 30 second or a 1 minute, and then look for that inversion in here. That's if you are anticipating the lower low or lower highs. Lower high, lower high, lower high, right? I want this to get swept though. Check the 5 minute. 5 minute. Yeah, no gap. No gap on the 5 minute yet. Like right here in this area, it's kind of what I was looking for. Check a 3. Yeah, no, not really. Rejecting that 3 minute. 1 minute bearish breaker. Nice, nice. That probably aligns with the per leg gap. Yeah, so that short from last night's session, For everyone that was on here, where was it? Where was it? It was yeah, I think it was right in here. Yeah. So we were targeting. So we got short right here, somewhere in there. Oh, yeah. So we got short somewhere in there, and then I did get out here at this level. That's where I got out. But we did have those equal lows down here, and right when I logged off and took profit, I checked my phone later, and I saw we hit those. I was like, okay, nice, nice. It was super clean yesterday. The price swept this area, then we formed this fair value gap. Then we inverted this one, and then we expected there was one in here, and that's where we got short after we saw the inversion. So I mean, yesterday's price action during Asia was, I mean, it doesn't get better. Does not get better than that. Now we are rejecting this 3-minute fair value gap right here. So I want to see this thing invert here. I want to see us run up here to this. Look for shorts in that area. I'm probably going to switch my streaming software soon, so it should be a little bit better quality, and I'll be able to add music and everything to that. So that should be coming up. But in Discord, when I stream during New York session in the morning, I mean, it's got music, it's got zero delay, better quality. So yeah, so I'm wanting to see if price can flip this for value gap. Let's drop down to the 1 here for a second. Okay. 30-second. Check the 15. Yeah, so if you guys do want to see that Asia trade from last night, it is. I mean, it's on YouTube. You just got to go to the live video and scroll to the. It's towards the end of it, but one thing that's greatly helped my trading is waiting for the manipulation leg. So like let's say we start getting this right. I Most of the time, I mean, sometimes there's an exception, but most of the time I don't try to get short there. I wait for that manipulation leg, and then I get short off of that, or off of that. Because I mean that manipulation leg, it's pretty powerful. So like for example, if people were bearish near, if they're looking to get short, anticipating that lower high, yeah, manipulation legs are key for sure. So for example, right here, if we do get this, manipulate, and then we get that inversion, That would I mean, that would be an area, right? You don't really have a sweep. You're not really sweeping. I mean, this is much, much better in my opinion. So I don't just want to take a trade just to take a trade. I kind of want to wait for something really nice. All right. There's a 1 minute for value gap right here. Slow, really slow. Continuation play. I mean, you could take it if you got that inversion. I will not be taking it. And just because we're going right into this, if that's what you're talking about, if you're talking about the longs right here, you might be talking about the short. If I had to play something right here, it would be this. It would be wait for the manipulation and then try to get short. That's what I would like if I had to. I want price to come up here, which that's probably a stretch, but um, so far we're having a hard time getting past that right there. Let's check ES. See what ES is doing. So no, I don't see. Yeah, I don't see any crazy SMT right here between these two levels. We did form this fair value gap right here. This one, which we're inverting. So right here, just based off this little area, we are respecting this fair value gap right here, this bearish one, and then we are invalidating this. Or we're inverting this fair value gap right here. So just based off this little area, this scope, this is bearish. So like I'm not in anything right now, but if someone were to be in, if I were to be in, it would be something like this. Break even would be right here, and then I would target probably this wick right here. But I'm not in, so I am working on an indicator over here. It's pretty interesting. It's still in the very, very, very early phase. Um, but yeah, it draws standard deviations of levels, or sorry, of sessions, and then it spots inversions in those standard deviations. So, for example, like right here, here's here's NQ on the 1 minute time frame. So right here, let me can I hide my drawings here? Wait, how do I hide them? There we go. All right. So if we just look at this indicator right here, this is what I'm working on. It's still in the very early stage, but so right here, this purple, these purple lines, that's the whole overnight session, and I'm going to make this for all the kill zones and Asia, London, right? But this is the overnight session, the high and the low, and then it draws these standard deviations right here, and then it looks for inversions inside those standard deviations. So like right here, for example, boom, there's that inversion right there. And then, you would, after that manipulation up higher, that sweeping that, you'd get short right there. So it's something that I'm working on, but still a lot to be done. And like it's not really meant to just like, for people just to blindly take signals off of. It's more of like a tool to help people just kind of know where they're at, kind of help them spot for valley gaps, inversions, standard deviations, all the levels, things like that. So it's a tool. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been working on recently. All right, yeah. So price is coming down. So if someone were in this trade, their stops would be at break even now. If you guys can give this video a like, that would be great. It pushes the stream more into YouTube. I show you. Thank you, thank you. Newson says he wants to see NQ make a wick on the daily candle, but I don't know when it will happen. Let's go look at the daily. Well, so far we have wicks on both sides. Um, I can see a wick on lower side of your. Okay, I see. I see. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell here on the daily. We do have this gap down here. I want price to come back up into this area and then kind of reject. That would be nice. I don't really want to try to predict anything right now on the daily time frame. I would just rather just wait and kind of react to see, and see what happens. One thing that is pretty interesting is on the daily. I don't use daily for valley gaps that often, but just looking at it, we do have this daily for valley gap right there. And look what price did. Price ran up here, took out this daily high, right? And that's where that 15-minute for the 15-minute for valley gap is, and that buy side that we had, which was the daily high. Ran up there, took that out, and then we closed below this fair value gap. We closed above the 50%, but we still closed below it. So, what could happen, potentially is we, run back up here a little bit, somewhere in here, and then we flip, maybe go down, fill this gap. I'm not saying that's all going to happen today, but that's definitely something that could happen. But I would rather just kind of react to, you know, like the way that I kind of um find my bias is, I mean, like yesterday's Asia session was perfect example. You know, I just kind of see what's going on with the PD arrays. So like here, first we swept there. We swept that right there. Then we formed this fair value gap right here, this 5 minute. So okay, at this point, like, okay, if we invert this, then we're gonna be bullish, right? That's a bullish reaction. But then if we reject this, that's bearish. And we have this one right here, this bullish fair value gap, you can see it. So like, okay, if we invert this one, and I said this whole thing on stream yesterday too, as it was playing out. So I was like, okay, if we invert this, where could we go? We could go to, down here at these equal lows, right? So then we wanted to pull back into there. We wanted to reject that this 5 minute fair value gap right here that we formed as we inversed that one right here. That's what we did. Then we got that short down. So that's, I kind of look at, okay, are we respecting the PD arrays? Are we inversing them? That's kind of how I find bias. Um, yeah. You have a 5 minute fair value gap right here, tiny one. When there's gaps between the candles. Do you mean like new week opening gap, like things like I mean, like that's what makes it kind of tricky too with the daily, is because we have like tons of gaps. We're just like hopping around. I mean, like I don't pay too much attention to them. Yeah, I mean, like I don't pay too much attention to them. Like I do know that, okay, if we are inside one, it looks like we're still bearish. Maybe we can like fill it during that time. But like a lot of times, it'll go into the gap and then just pull out of it, and then go back in at a later date on the 1 minute. On the 1 minute. All right, let's see. So you're probably talking about like all these little gaps right here. I mean, I don't really pay much attention to them. You don't really get those on NY, at least not very often. But I mean, like Price likes to go back to them and fill them, so I do know that. So like, let's say I was like in like a trade. Let's say I was like long, like right in here or something. I would start looking to take profit at those gaps. Price does like to go back to those, but I don't pay like huge attention to them because we don't get them that often on the during New York. Like over here, if you look at it, it's I don't even see one right here. Yeah, let's kind of zoom out here, look at the bigger picture. So we went up there to that higher time frame PD array, swept. Hmm. I mean, just by looking at this right here, I feel like this is bearish. I would want that. Run down here, fill that gap maybe tomorrow. Let's see if we do invert this down here, this 5 minute. That would be, that'd be pretty bearish if we did. At that point, you can probably maybe look for a short back down to here. I mean, eventually like down here, but that would kind of be first target. We'll see. So far holding it. Looks like we might flip it. Okay. That's a pretty weird little that's pretty weird. There's your little inversion right there. I'm not in right now. I'm not in. Let's check ES, see what ES is doing. Okay. So if we do invert that, if we invert this again, I mean this right here, just if we're looking at this looks bearish back down to this area right here. So I kind of want to see us invert this, create like like a 5 minute for value gap, and then pull back into it and run down here. That's what I'd like. That's if we invert it. If we just start pushing higher up here, I mean that would be even better. I would like to short up here. But if we do invert this, then we can probably look for this. It's getting messy right in here. Getting really messy. Okay. Yeah, so right now, we're sitting between this 3 minute and this 5 minute. If we invert the 5 minute, then we can look for this level down here. if we start pushing up here into this area again, this could be a manipulation for shorter, to go short. But then if we invert the 5 minute, I'm going to be looking for this up here. I don't know if that's all going to happen on this stream between 9 and 10. It is, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I think something will happen, later tonight. If we do get this inversion in the next few minutes, I'll stay on for another like 5 minutes. If we get this inversion below, then we'll stay on the look for that short. But if we're just stuck in here, I'll hop off, get ready for tomorrow's New York session in Discord. Yeah, so link for the Discord is in it's in the description below. It's completely free for that. So we are holding that 5 minute. We're pushing up back into this area. We got two fair value gaps right here. We got this one, and then we have this one right here, which we're in right now. All the 1 minute bullish breaker blocks. I mean, I do not mind if this thing runs up. I mean, I'll actually prefer this thing to invert and go up here. Like I'm just gonna react with whatever the market gives me. How long have I been trading ICT? Um, I've slowly kind of shifted towards ICT. I mean, like I started using like fair value gaps and like a few of the breaker block stuff probably like a year and a half ago. I was kind of on and off with it, but then I mean, it was actually recently where I just fully switched to pretty much completely ICT. I mean, it was I don't know, probably like 2 months of like full ICT, I would say. I mean, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, like I've traded like a lot of different strategies throughout my trading journey. Like I've traded footprint. Footprint chart's really good as well. It's really good for little quick scalps. I've traded Fibonacci strategies. Like I've traded like a lot of stuff, and yeah, I mean, in my opinion, like I think ICT is um the best for my trading style. You know, or for the way that I like to trade. There's like a lot of profitable trading strategies out there, ways to trade. It just kind of depends on the person. But yeah, I mean, like ICT concepts, makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. You need a scalping strategy for passing evals fast. Nice. So What prop firm do you like? Top set, my funded Tradeify. Awesome. Nice, nice, nice. Those are all pretty solid. Yeah, we're just right here in the middle of this range. I'll probably hop off in about a minute. So, no trades for me during this Asia session. We had that trade, that really nice trade yesterday. I will be back on tomorrow night for Asia on YouTube, and then of course tomorrow morning I'm going to be in Discord for New York AM at 9:30 Eastern. So if you guys want to join that, link is in the description. Um, but yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Please give the video a like. It really helps out the channel. Everything I provide's all free. So yeah, I guess I'll hop off here. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.